Hello, my name is Mairim Perez and welcome to a presentation on South America's most populous country, Brazil. Brazil is located in eastern South America. It is slightly smaller than the United States and borders the Atlantic Ocean. A fun fact about Brazil is that it has the world's most famous and celebrated carnival in Rio de Janeiro. It not only provides entertainment for many, but also a chance to learn about the true culture of Brazil. Carnivals are very important to the Brazilians. They sum up their way of life and way of thinking. With a population of over 200 million people, Brazil is the world's sixth largest country. Its official language is Portuguese. Brazil is a federal republic, currently led by Dilma Rousseff, the first woman to be Brazil's president. According to the World Factbook, Brazil's pressing problems include high income inequality, crime, inflation, rising unemployment, and corruption. We can further understand the culture of Brazil by using Hofstede's cultural dimensions. With a score of 69, Brazil reflects a society that believes hierarchy should be respected and inequalities amongst people are acceptable. The different distribution of power justifies the fact that power holders have more benefits than the less powerful in society. In terms of individualism, Brazil has a score of 38, which means that in this country, people from birth onwards are integrated into strong, cohesive groups, especially by extended family, which continues protecting its members in exchange for loyalty. This individualistic score can affect its advertising. For instance, a Brazilian supermarket can make heavy use of family and children motives to create an emotional bond with consumers. In terms of masculinity, Brazil scores a 49, meaning it is in the middle. Characteristics such as competition, achievement, and success are present, but so are caring for others and quality of life. The issue here is what motivates people, and Brazil is very intermediate. Brazil scores a 76 in uncertainty avoidance, and so do the majority of Latin American countries. These societies show a strong need for rules and elaborate legal systems in order to structure life. The individual's need to obey these laws, however, is weak. If rules cannot be kept, additional rules are dictated. For long-term orientation, Brazil has a score of 44, meaning they are intermediate in this dimension. This dimension describes how every society has to maintain some links with its own past while dealing with the challenges of the present and future. Normative societies, which score low, prefer to maintain time-honored traditions and norms. Those with a culture which scores high, on the other hand, take a more pragmatic approach. They encourage thrift and efforts in modern education as a way to prepare for the future. With a score of 59, Brazil is an indulgent society. They generally exhibit a willingness to realize their impulses and desires with regard to enjoying life and having fun. They possess a positive attitude and have a tendency towards optimism. In addition, they place a higher degree of importance on leisure time, act as they please, and spend money as they wish. Brazil is a free country, according to Freedom House. Sadly, journalists, especially those who focus on organized crime or corruption, are frequently subjected to violence. 3 journalists, for instance, were killed in 2014. Police also attacked reporters during the 2014 World Cup. Between May 2013 and March 2014, the Brazilian Association of Investigative Journalism documented 163 violations of press freedom. In more than 100 of these cases, journalists were deliberately attacked after identifying themselves as members of the press. The news media are privately owned, and there are dozens of independent papers and broadcast stations across the country. Financial dependence on state advertising, however, sometimes renders the press vulnerable to manipulation. The Constitution guarantees freedom of religion, and the government generally respects this right in practice. Academic freedom and private discussion are likewise unrestricted. Reporters Without Borders ranks Brazil as number 99 out of 180 countries in the 2015 World Press Freedom Index. In 2014, Brazil's previous status as the Western Hemisphere's deadliest country for journalists was assumed by Mexico. The country became a pioneer in the protection of online civil rights by adopting an Internet Civil Framework Law. There are several national television channels, of which the most dominant is TV Global, the centerpiece of the global empire, Latin America's largest media conglomerate. Other major national channels include Manchete, TV Bandeirantes, SBT, and Record. 2015 data shows that 31 million households have internet access, accounting for 49% of the population. Of these, 98% are connected by broadband and only 2% have dial-up connections. Among internet users in Brazil, 92% are connected to social networks. The average time spent on social media each day is 3.8 hours. Making up 10% of the total minutes spent globally on social media, Brazil ranks second for the total time spent on social media. Facebook remains its most popular platform. Often depicting aspects of daily life in a country, telenovelas have been a centerpiece of Brazilian media since the 1950s. Since then, telenovelas have become increasingly more popular in Brazil and are a part of daily life, being the central matter of many conversations. Although it has remained the most successful kind of TV show in Brazil, the format of telenovelas has changed a lot since the 1950s. Telenovelas went from being broadcast once a week in black and white only in Sao Paulo to being broadcast from Monday through Saturday in color to the whole of Brazil. Roque Santeiro remains Brazil's most popular telenovela of all time. Brazil is an interesting country, and I hope you enjoyed this brief introduction to Brazil.